guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to give you your daily dose of dismal Disney.
Yeah.
In this case, Disney is kind of deserted, and some of the attractions aren't working right.
Well, the one isn't, but yeah, it's worse than they're letting on.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. So there's been a lot of discussion about, attendance at Disney during a pandemic, and we're hearing from multiple sources that things are much worse, that the attendance is much worse than Disney is letting on. Of course, they don't want the investors to know.
Right.
But it's become very obvious. We have many news sites pointing out how deserted Disney actually is at this point. And we've got other photos of, aerial photos of the parks, and they're empty.
Yeah, now this is good news if you're somebody who's going to go to Disney, because the wait times are low. I think they said that the longest they waited at Magic Kingdom was 20 minutes for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in Hollywood. I think you're going to have a lot longer lines. But other than Hollywood, most of the parks are pretty empty. They said they're not getting hit with strollers. So there's that plus, because of social distancing. People aren't ramming you with their damn strollers. So there are positives to this if you're somebody who can get there. And from people I know who work at the parks and Universal, the parks and Universal aren't the problem. Like, they're actually keeping it really clean. You're not likely to get sick at those locations. I can't guarantee it, but it's not as likely. But if you go out to like the airports and stuff, that's where, people are worried, because, that's where everybody's bringing it in and out of.
On the plus side, I guess there's no problem social distancing when nobody is there.
See, yeah. So, I'm hearing good things from those who get to go.
Yeah,
it's just, I know. I gotta tell you, we've sat here and debated about it several times. Like, do we want to just try it? Because we have the passes. We're like, should we?
Yeah, we're annual pass holders, so it's very, very tempting. But
it's
again,
so tempting.
It's not the parks we're worried about. It's getting down there and all of that. And so where we have a friend of ours who did get the thing, and said he didn't think it was going to be as bad as it was. He didn't die from it, but
thankfully,
thank God. But he did say it's rather unpleasant. So
it's worse than he thought it was going to be.
It's worse than he thought it was going to be. And Geeky has asthma. So
my lungs are already scarred, so I don't know if I wanted to go risking it. But I just, oh my gosh.
Well, look at that. There's nobody here.
I know, that's why I want to risk it, because I'm kind of like, maybe we should, because
I'm like, you guys don't understand. This is usually wall-to-wall stroller parking.
Yeah, you can't walk.
You can't walk in the hub. You can't walk in Fantasyland.
I just can't get past it. If it wasn't that, driving's not going to happen, because it's hours and hours and hours. But flying, because the airport, that's what I'm worried about. If it wasn't for that, I would be down there like right now.
Yeah, now there's supposedly some pictures here of Epcot too, and it's not, maybe he doesn't have pictures of Epcot, but Epcot they said it's even lighter
crowds. Yeah, Epcot's I think like the lightest, because everybody's like avoiding it because it's all construction.
Yeah, and you can't do the park hopping right now. So
no.
Why would you waste a day on Epcot?
See, to me, it's never a waste of a day. It's Epcot.
Yeah.
But that's a Jurassic Park ride. But Hollywood, however, is still busy. It's the one that it seems to be the hardest to get the park passes for.
That's where all the new rides are.
Right. So there's Epcot right there.
Yeah, look at this. There's the parking lot.
If you're local, go. If you're local, by all means, get. I'd go if I were you. Oh, there you can see the construction wall behind the construction wall. So that's interesting.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
It's so cool to me to see that. It makes me sad, though. It really does. I gotta tell you.
Well, that's why they're doing the Food and Wine Festival early, I think, is to try to get people there. But it's just not working. And, you talk about Disney attendance. And, Disney said that their attendance was soft during the last quarterly earnings call. But I don't think people realized how bad.
It's more like diarrhea, not just soft poo.
Yeah, again, Hollywood, you see pictures of Hollywood being crowded because that's where Star Wars is, that's where Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway is.
You have to understand,
Toy
too,
Story.
Some of the queues, because of social distancing, they have them partly blocked off, so people are standing outside more.
Yeah.
Than they normally would be inside the building, but they're keeping them outside to keep them social distance. Or, the lines like 4 times longer because they have big spaces in between where you can stand. So it just looks like it's really bad, but it might not be. It just might be people outside waiting for the queues for rides, because the line's still not that long, all things considered. but you have 6 feet in between.
Right. So, of course, there are financial repercussions for the theme parks not having very many people. Imagine that. People don't want to go to theme parks during a pandemic.
Well, they said they wouldn't even consider it for 6 months or more for most people.
Yeah, so this is quite the situation. Unfortunately, there are job losses because of it.
Right.
So I'm not happy about that.
No, we don't want to see this happen. I mean, we don't want Disney to go down. I mean, a lot of people are like, "How dare you?" We don't. We've liked Disney for years. We don't want to see Universal or Disney close.
I would like to see Disney do a course correction.
Yeah, do better.
And do better, because they are better than what they've become in the last couple of years. But I don't want to see them gone, and I don't want to see this many people out of work. 125,000 jobs cut. Now, this isn't just Disney. This is the entire theme park industry. But they talk about how the theme park industry has lost $18 billion.
I believe it, because a lot of the parks around us are still closed, or they're like really limited or whatever. And all across the country, it's happening.
Yeah, and it's just, it's not Disney, but everybody forgets about all the other parks. Mm-hmm. They forget that there are other parks besides Disney and Universal. They said that theme parks suffered an $18 billion loss due to COVID in 2020, according to the IAAPA estimates. That's the Theme Park Association. That's a 40% reduction from the $44 billion that the 360 U.S. theme parks contributed to the economy last year. They cut an estimated 125,000 jobs. That's like a city, small city, but it's still a city because of the closures. Disneyland's still not open.
I'm hearing it's really bad over there still, and it might be a while yet.
Yeah, 59% of IAAPA members in April found that their employees have been terminated or furloughed without pay. Even the parks that are open, even Universal and Disney, are laying people off.
Because it's still not enough attendance to warrant everything, or they're like shuttering temporarily hotels at Universal and things.
Well, it's not just in the States either. Overseas, I read that Disneyland Paris, I guess, is going to close one of their parks because there's not enough attendance, and that I could see that happening in the U.S. I could see them. They're already talking about cutting back hours. I could see them just like closing down Epcot or something because it's not enough.
I don't know why they opened it, honestly. Yeah. Shanghai, on the other hand, I think is going to start allowing more people in because they're further ahead, I guess. But they're talking they might up the attendance amounts. So, which probably will happen at Walt Disney World eventually. So, like if you wanted to go down with low crowds, I'd go sooner rather than later. Anyway.
Yeah, and you got to wonder too if they aren't going to shut parks down again if for some reason the numbers go up.
Rumor is that they might go to 5 days a week, like SeaWorld. I don't know if that's true. I know that come next month, the hours are being cut on the parks, but it's like only an hour or two. It's not like a huge deal. But, I mean, honestly, if you want the best experience, you want the full experience for your money, wait till next year.
Yeah.
100% just wait. If you're worried about it, don't go, just wait. But if you're a local, or if you're somebody who could drive down easily, or, I still would avoid the airports. But if you could drive down easily, or, you live somewhere close enough, a few hours away, I would go. As long as, you take precautions getting your butt there. After you're there, I think you're okay.
Yeah,
hopefully.
But yeah, we have no idea when Disneyland's going to open. California's in lockdown. Disneyland, California Adventure, Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, SeaWorld, Six Flags are all closed.
Oh, they're all closed in California, yeah.
Yeah, and we don't know when they're going to open. They might not open this year. It might be late in the year. We have no idea. But it's interesting to talk about Cedar Fair's parks, California being closed, but this was interesting too. A handful of smaller parks have given up and canceled their 2020 summer seasons, including Elitch Gardens, Seabreeze, and Pennsylvania's Del Grosso.
Yeah, and Conneaut, which I knew. We knew Del Grosso and Conneaut was closed for the season. Kennywood, are they open yet? Because it was like they were going to open, and they weren't, and they weren't, and they weren't.
The waters, I think.
I think Knoebels might be open.
I think Knoebels open. Knoebels is open, I think.
I knew Del Grosso's and Conneaut were not even opening. I knew that.
I just think it's funny that they mentioned because for those of you who don't know, Pennsylvania, for some reason, I was talking to Squid King about this the other day. We were going for a walk, and we're talking about all the food-themed theme parks that we have in Pennsylvania.
That's true.
Because we have Hershey Park, which is, of course, Hershey chocolate.
Moo, moo, moo.
Moo, moo, moo.
It's a milk chocolate.
Yeah, they have a ride. It's like an Epcot ride with...
It's for anybody. You don't have to pay to get in for that one.
Yeah, it's like living with the land with animatronic cows. It's kind of fun. But then we also have Del Grosso, which is a very small park, but
it is small.
It is, I swear to God, one of the cleanest theme parks
it is
I've ever been to, ever. It's small, but Del Grosso makes tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce. So we've got the spaghetti sauce.
We use it often.
It's very good. It's a Pittsburgh thing, but
it's Altoona actually. But yeah,
it's from Altoona. But everybody in the Pittsburgh area eats the Del Grosso, and then all the schools they were doing the Del Grosso's fundraisers.
They do the hoagies and stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought it was cool they mentioned it.
What other food themes? You said there's a lot of food themes in PA.
Well, I said Hershey Park.
That's 2.
And Del Grosso.
Guess what? There's 2 food theme parks in PA.
And Sesame Place, because Big Bird is edible.
Technically, but you're really pushing it on that one.
There we go. So that's my thing. Okay, so let's talk about Star Wars.
Okay.
Because why not? So Rise of the Resistance is a ride that has a lot of issues. And
it's down. I think it was just down yesterday, too, the day before, for part of the day. It's pretty much down a lot.
So I have to wonder if they're not going to fix it like they normally would fix it because they're running out of money.
I don't know, guys. Apparently, it got worse today. Well, first of all, okay, let's just talk about how you get onto this. First of all, you have to get a park pass and get in. Okay, to Hollywood Studios. And then after you get to that hurdle, you have to get a boarding pass when they go live and get it before they sell out. So you have to jump through that hurdle. And then you finally get to ride the attraction as long as it doesn't go down and that you can't get through, which apparently goes down all the time. Well, it gets worse, according to WDW News Today, because they were on it, live streaming it. A whole bunch of parts of it weren't even working today.
And we're talking about a ride that's, it's like 6 months old, 8 months old?
Yeah, it ends up, it has a lot of trouble. It has a lot of issues. I understand it's a highly advanced ride, but there's a lot of problems that apparently come with a highly advanced ride.
Very overrated attraction.
It is. I mean, it's like a one-time thing. I mean, here's the thing, too. They have it truncated anyway because of the pandemic and the queuing being some of the sections being people being too close. They have cut down on some of the queue, which makes up part of the ride. When they say it's a big attraction, a lot of it is shortened now. It used to be what they say 20 minutes, but it's actually 5 minutes a ride.
Yeah, I love how they pad that out.
Queue.
I love how they pad that out. The whole experience is 25 minutes. It's Disney's longest ride.
They said 20 or something.
It's not. It's mostly queue. It's a very well-themed queue with a little kind of mini ride that takes you to the actual ride. Actually takes you from one queue to another queue.
So you're in the story, but it's a lot of queue. And some of the queues, but due to the fact that, they have to social distance people, they have cut parts of this out. And some of it's kind of relevant to the ride, but that's not our story. Anyway, so you're already bypassing all that. So you're missing out on a lot of the story anyway. Okay, and then you get into the ride and it doesn't work because today, normally you have these stormtroopers shooting at you. They're on a screen. As you can see above, that's what it looked like today.
Wow.
I actually cut this out of their video, which you can go see their video, which is really good. I linked it. It's down below. I linked it in here so you can go check it out because this is all them. So full credit to them. They have the cockpit. They usually have you can see people walking around in there.
Yeah.
The screen's out on the walkers.
Oh, jeez.
Then Kylo Ren. Well, but also the audio was cutting in and out. It was all over the place, and it was cutting, and you weren't getting the whole thing of what was going on, so you didn't understand it. And then Kylo Ren is in B mode. B mode is normally scroll down. He's in A mode, and basically he's there. And he does
asshole mode,
or whatever they call it, hero mode, or whatever. He has his hands out, and he tries to push you back, and then something shoots and it blows out the wall behind him. It looks like he's trying to stop from flying out. That's the normal mode. When the animatronic isn't working, you go to B mode, which is above, and he's basically in a screen in a ship going, "I'm gonna stop you." Is TIE fighter?
Get you, my pretties. Yeah, you're a little Borg too.
That's right. And it was broken. That was broken too. And I guess that's been down for a while. So you finally jump through all these hurdles. You finally get on the traction, and it doesn't even have half the stuff working.
Oh my God. So I gotta wonder if some of the cuts aren't in maintenance, because this is happening on the Na'vi River journey too, where the Avatar.
The Shaman of Songs.
Yeah, the Avatar Shaman of Songs. She's down
again. Is she up yet?
I don't know if she's back yet, but for a couple of days they put her behind the screen again. We had a friend of ours give us a video before we saw it. That's what they do with her, is they put her behind the screen of her. So they do have these B modes prepared, but it does seem like stuff is
happens.
breaking, and
this is way more than just like, ooh, the animatronics down. This is like several things are not working.
Well, it got struck by lightning.
That is true. I didn't even give that a thought.
So
that's true.
It could be that some of the stuff maybe it shorted out.
That is a valid point.
I
didn't even think about that. But yeah, a few days ago it got hit by lightning. And then the Rise of the Resistance and the Muppets show were down for like a day or so afterwards. So that could be. But if you go up to, there's our right there. But if you go up to the WWE News Today, if you go to their YouTube, you can see their video of the stuff as it's being broken in the attraction.
They were there, as I recall, they were there opening day live streaming it, and they had to be evacuated because the ride broke down.
Probably. I mean, they're always really good about, because they're there all the time. So if you want like up to date stuff and what's going on at the parks, they're the ones to go to. But we also put a full ride through in that we did that has the queue and everything when it's under normal circumstances. You can see all that if you go to the article on pirateandprincesses.net.
Yeah, weirdly enough, we actually got a good ride. Everything worked.
Yep.
They knew we were coming.
That's right. They rolled it out just for us.
They knew we were critical of this ride because we had Imagineers coming to us behind the scenes saying, this thing is not ready for prime time. It's too complicated.
And in California, the track was upside down.
The track was put upside down in California. It's going to break a lot. This is going to be a cluster. And sure enough it was.
Yep.
But we got a good ride on it. And I'm going to tell you, it's okay. It's okay.
It's cool. I just can't. After you've already seen what the surprises are, which I don't even know if they're doing half that now because of the social distancing, but after you see the quote-unquote surprises, it's not as cool, I think. You might get a couple times in it that you can see new things, and then after that, it's just kind of like you're waiting in line and fighting a lot to see it. I don't know if it's worth fighting. If they would reskin it to, original trilogy, which you should do.
Yeah, which they could do very easily.
I would do it. Now, it is cool, though. For the first, I would recommend at least once.
Yeah, it's worth doing at least once, but it's not one of those rides where I could see myself, like, I have to do it every trip, because just getting onto the damn thing is such a chore.
Mm-hmm. If you can get on, do it. If you don't want to waste the time, don't. I'm not getting there early again and standing there all morning just to see if I can get on it.
Yeah, and this is not a ride that I could get off and, like, turn right around and get right back on. I don't have any desire to ride this thing multiple times. But
it is cool.
It's cool. That should be Darth
honestly,
Vader,
and I'm going to be, I think you should ride at least once. I really do. I know you really, I guess I'm more lenient on it than he is. I recommend it at least once.
Yeah, so there he is.
He's a little pissy about it, just in case you haven't figured that out.
I think because there was such drama around it, and then when we, we covered it, we had so much, we got so much backlash from Disney people and Star Wars people when we said,
you said we'll say apologists, not people.
Apologists. And it was like the ride was already kind of ruined for us before we wrote it. And I was like, after all the drama, we ride it and we're like, that's it.
Well,
that's it.
Here's the thing. The two of us, this is going to be surprising to a lot of you. I'm more the optimist than he is. So I'll let things go and I'll still enjoy it. He won't. So I liked it for what it was. I love the walkers. I thought there was good elements. I don't think it's one you could ride over and over and over again. I mean, you could, but I don't think it's worth the hassle at this point. Maybe a couple years when it's not so high demand.
Yeah.
But it's cute. It's neat. I liked it. I would love it better if it was original trilogy.
Yeah, and we did a video on that before, and you can go out and check some of our older videos. Just a couple weeks ago, we did a video about how they could very easily retheme this for original trilogy.
Yeah.
And it seems like they kind of designed it with that in mind.
It does. It does feel like it's pretty much every element of this ride, when you think about it, it could be changed to original trilogy.
That could be Akbar.
Right.
You
have the walkers are original trilogy walkers.
They're original trilogy walkers. They're not the gorilla walkers from The Last Jedi. Just swap out Kylo Ren for Darth Vader.
Yeah, swap out Finn for like Han.
Yeah.
It would be easy. So you'd be R2.
R2 and then holographic Luke with the CGI technology.
Yeah, it would be really, really easy to redo this to original trilogy. But anyway, the point is, it breaks down a lot. It's really, really, really broken down right now. If this is something that you really wanted to do, I would wait till next year, because right now you have to jump through so many hoops just to get into the attraction. Next year you might have a better shot. It might not be so bad. If you're local and you don't have to go travel very far, I think you're probably okay to go to Disney World.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, at your own risk, obviously.
The mask thing is by a lot of people don't want to go because it's like 110 degrees and they don't want to wear a mask.
A lot of people are saying it's not as bad as you think. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just being honest here because I'm on the annual pass holder boards and stuff, and I'm just telling you, people are reporting back. They say it's not that bad. If you want to go and you're there, by all means, do it at your own risk. I don't want to take responsibility for that.
Yeah, right.
But
you told me to go to Disney, and now I'm sick and poor.
If you want the most value for your money, I would wait till next year.
Yeah.
Because it is limited experience, but you don't have all the lines. You don't have the damn strollers that run you over. I'm sorry. I really hate the strollers.
Yeah.
In case you haven't figured it out. So, I mean, let's count the injuries from the strollers. You got a scar on your arm, cut your arm, broke your rib.
I broke my rib. The second time I broke my ribs was, strollers.
Strollers. Our daughter broke her phone, cut herself up, and got all hurt because of strollers. Our son got run over by a double stroller on his foot, and they kept going, and we had to help him out of the parks because he got hurt really bad. Was there any other times we got hurt? I mean, I know we've been hurt many times with strollers.
I've kind of run myself in the walls trying to get out of the way from the Karens with the double strollers, and actually Galaxy's Edge doesn't look that busy. So.
No, it doesn't. But the line you're seeing out here, go back to the picture. What's going on is because they're trying to get people socially distanced at 6 feet apart, like here by the Falcon.
Yeah,
it's still like the same wait time we had when we were there. It's just that everybody could fit in the building then.
Yeah. So. Toy Story Land looks a little busier, but
Hollywood is definitely busier. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe as this stuff breaks, they won't fix it like they should because they're running out of money. I
don't know. That's a worry. That's a valid concern.
Well, what was it with the People Mover? You said the People Mover they can't get parts for it now.
No, that was a rumor. I don't know. What's going on is People Mover it is down until like Halloween or November 1st or something like that. It's later. The rumor is, because of the kind of motor it uses, I forget off the top of my head what kind it is, but some kind of magnetic, that it's an older thing. So they're going to have some kind of harder time finding the parts for it.
Yeah.
Which might be why it's delayed. But it was down before they even closed the parks. But because of COVID, they couldn't even work on things when the parks were down. And it's now closed temporarily while they allegedly fixed that, because they were running into each other. There was fire, smoke, something going on with the escalator the one day. It's just they need to fix their stuff. Boats are sinking.
Yeah, I know.
It's just you need to fix what you got. And I don't know what's going to happen. They have all this new stuff coming out. They keep moving on, Tron and everything, but there's a lot of stuff breaking in the meantime. So I don't know. It is what it is.
All right. So, the attendance is down. There are going to be, I think, long-term repercussions. I think it's going to take Disney years to
definitely
to get back to normal.
I agree.
But it is a good time to go.
If you're willing to risk it, it's worth it to you to risk it. The lines are supposed to be so nice and short, and people are just not on top of you, and you get great pictures. I could have an Instagram field day.
Oh, yeah.
I can pretend I'm one of those Instagram people. Here I am. Oh my God, it's me. It's me. Here I am. It's me. Arm up, both arms up. Take my picture. It's me. I can put it all over the internet, and then I could just, pretend that I'm important like other people do.
You could do that.
I could.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up?
Yep.
Okay, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.